This one's going to be good, guys. It's going to be good. Your fetishes are a symbol. Your fantasies are a message. And sadly, in today's world, many men are just illiterate in understanding the desires of their soul. So what I want to talk about is what your sexual fantasies can teach you about yourself. Because when you learn what that lesson is and you integrate it in, it will set you free. So, shamelessly, I will admit, I went on ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, hey, can you pull some data for me? And it was like, yeah, fam, I got you. And I was like, can you give me the top sexual fantasies that men search up on the sites? And it was like, weird query, but I got you. And the number one that I saw was about threesomes. It was about multiple partners. And I found this very interesting, but also revealing. Now, we talked about before in Lust Mastery how your externalized perception when it comes to your sexual fantasies is very revealing about the things that are repressed within your soul. So there's a lesson buried in what you are attracted to. And it seems that over 80% of men, when they go on these websites, they search up threesomes, multiple partners, where there's a lot of women and there's like one guy. And so what this is actually teaching you about yourself is the lesson of abundance. And I'll relate this to the archetype of the king that is buried within each and every single one of us. You see, when you have repressed long enough deep down in your soul that you are not worthy, that you are not financially abundant, that you do not have an abundance of opportunities, and you see that other people get ahead in life, that other people can get multiple women, they have multiple partners, they have all these things just flowing into their life, the simple word to equate that to is abundance. It is a lack of abundance. And so when you push that down, that self-belief about yourself for a long enough period of time, I want you to stay with me here. You're consciously having thoughts come to you all the time. And then you attach beliefs to them via emotions. So you have a thought, you attach an emotion, it becomes a belief. So if you are struggling when it comes to some of these areas of your life in which multiple partners might come up and you're like, oh no, I'm not worthy of that. That lack of worthiness is lack. It is the emotion, the vibration of lack. It is that there is something missing from yourself, from your life. And so that's why I see so many men nowadays. It makes sense that is the number one thing that we search, because we live in a world in which lack mindset is one of the most prevailing mindsets that we've been indoctrinated into. We believe when it comes to finances that it is a zero-sum game. That if there are billionaires out there, like the Bill Gates, like the Elon Musks, like the Jeff Bezos, like the Donald Trumps, that there have to be losers. And if you are not currently winning, it's very easy to think that you are one of the losers. And so you feel this emotion, you feel this lack, and you attach it to the thought that comes to you that you don't have enough, that there is something missing. And eventually it becomes a belief. And that overall belief, what it's telling you in your subconscious is that you are not worthy, that you do not have enough in your life, that you are not capable of abundance, that you are not capable of receiving. And so that's why we externalize this as a projection in our lustuous fantasies and look for threesomes, where you want multiple partners. Because what is multiple partners? Other than just like the physicality of it, like there's double the titties or triple the titties and double the ass cheeks, what is it actually telling you about yourself in that fantasy? It's that one is not enough. You want to see more than one because you have externalized that subconscious repression of a lack of abundance. And so it has to come out. And it comes out in this fantasy of multiple partners. And so what I'd ask of you, if you want to start playing around with this thought and changing your life and your mindset, is when lack comes into your thoughts, whether it is about finances, whether it is about friends, whether it is about opportunities, anything in which you have believed yourself to not be worthy of having a multitude, being worthy of an abundance of these things coming into your life, I want you to reframe it. I want you to change the lens of your perspective to see the different places in your life where you are experiencing abundance, because we all are able to experience abundance. It is just a mindset shift that needs to take place. I want you to think about your health. Are you healthy right now? You have an abundance of that. Are you fed right now? Do you have a place to sleep right now? Are your bills covered right now? Because all abundance is not being a billionaire or a trillionaire where you can go out and buy a yacht. The definition of abundance is having exactly what you need when you need it for the present moment. It's not having just some massive surplus that's not being utilized. It is being able to presently experience your reality to the utmost potential that it is capable of being perceived as, because you have the resources available at that time. So you do have an abundance. You have abundance of breath. You can go out in your day-to-day life. You can talk to people. Abundance is all around you. It's just a mindset of lack that creates this perception that there is no abundance. But if you were to shift that lens and you actually start allowing yourself to feel abundant, then I guarantee you that you will have more opportunities. I guarantee you that you will have more streams of income showing up in your perceptive field. You're going to find ways. You're going to find ways, and you don't really have to find them. You're just going to perceive them. You're going to start to realize how abundant you are in not just love, but your uniqueness, on your weirdness, on your gifts to the universe, and how many ways you can give that to other people. That's abundance. And as you start to shift this, you're not going to have so many sexual fantasies and fetishes in relation to these threesomes. It might change to some other fantasy or some other fetish, but those as well, there is a lesson buried within them. This is the unlocking of the king energy within yourself, because the king energy is the embodiment of abundance. It is the embodiment of sovereignty. It is the embodiment of freedom, of choice. That's really what you're looking for in yourself, and you have to give it to yourself first. And when you start giving it to yourself first and you attach the emotion of abundance, of love, of joy to it, then it starts to change your subconscious to having a belief that you are that already. And when you already are something, that opens up your perceptive field via your aura to now experience that energy returned back to you. And it can return back to you in a multitude of ways, but it will show up as new partnerships for you and your business. It will show up as new friends popping out of the woodwork. It will show up as new relationships and sexual partners that now you have allowed yourself to actually be abundant enough to start the conversation. Whereas before, I have a feeling you may not have started any conversations because you were living in your own mind. You were in a prison of your own mind, subjugated by the emotions of lack, where you constantly see, oh, well, I don't have a relationship. I don't have a relationship. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough friends. I don't have enough opportunities. And so your reality, your universe that you are perceiving only has one choice. You know, I always like to say, God gives you everything you ask for. So be very careful what you tell him, because he's always going to give you what you ask for. He's always going to say yes because he loves you. But you have to love yourself enough to ask for the things that your heart truly desires. If you want to be abundant, you have to tell yourself you're abundant. If you want to have better relationships, you have to live from that state where you already are in the relationship. Don't wait to be in a relationship to be happy. Embody the happiness right now. Don't wait to go to that concert or that event or have that special gathering in order to feel joy. Feel it right now. Feel the joy right now. Your energy is what attracts to you what you will perceive. So be very careful with what energies you allow yourself to feel. Going back to like the Roman times and some of those philosophers, this is what you can refer to as Stoicism. Stoicism is not putting up a brick wall, okay? I've seen it be misconstrued as that, where it's like, oh, well, having feelings is gay. No, feelings are valid. Feelings are wonderful. But it is up to you to control your emotional response to things that happen in your reality. Reality is going to happen whether you like it to or not. Good things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. But you have control over how you emotionally respond to them. Are you going to choose the higher emotions, which are the love, the bliss, the joy, the abundance, the peace, the enlightenment, the tranquility, the understanding, the willingness? Or are you going to fall to the lower emotions, the carnal mind, where it creates this separation between you and what's happening outside of yourself? And that gives way to the separateness, which is like the fear, the apathy, the doubt, the gluttony, the lust, the pride, the anger, the envy, the comparison, the greed, all these negative emotions. You don't want to be experiencing that. So I ask you, look at your sexual fantasy. What lesson can you learn from it? And think about what the fantasy symbolically represents to you outside of the flesh. Remove the five senses, okay? Remove the ass cheeks out of the sexual fantasy and just try and symbolically understand, hey, what could this be a representation of something within me that I have repressed about myself? What have I not given to myself, and what have I buried down deep within my belief system about my reality, about who I am, about my identity? And from that state of being, now you can start shifting the lens via your conscious thought to take the thoughts that come to you and transmute them via giving conscious thought energy to increase them to a higher vibration. And when you do this for a long enough period of time, you can unwire all the bad, toxic, self-limiting beliefs that have kept you back, that have repressed your truest nature, and you can actually start experiencing life from a better, higher perspective in which you are worthy. You are worthy of the abundance. You are worthy of the love. You are worthy of all the desires and the dreams that you have inside of yourself. But I'll ask yourself this one last time. Have you been willing to give these things to yourself internally before you perceive them externally? If you want to live the best life possible, you have to start giving yourself the life of your dreams before you can ever perceive it externally. You have to validate yourself via your emotions and your thoughts and your beliefs about what you deserve in life before you are validated externally in the world of the five senses. All right? Love you guys. Catch you in the next one.